Arranged marriages, free will and such. We swear, people are so corny. Like life is actually not difficult. It's you folks. You understand? It's you folks that make things. See, people who look at arranged marriages and they bug out. There's like, oh, it's horrible to think that someone would predetermine who it is that you get to spend the rest of your life with, and you have absolutely no say on it. And we have to sit here and be like, remembering every time somebody would say, you could do so much better than her. Here, let's rewind. We made that 3 o'clock high movie reference or whatever, how everybody cheered to see that hit close to home to us, because we were the nerd that was sitting there having to fight somebody bigger than us, that everybody expected not to be a fight, and it wasn't a fight because we ended up imposing our will on the bigger guy, but they cheered it. Nobody said, hey, leave him alone, he's small. Nobody, Like, he's not about that life. No one ever came to our defense. They all cheered for the fight. The chicks weren't shooting for them. With earliest remembrance, this girl told us that she had to break up with us because we weren't a jock. We're in 8th grade. She's already shifting her place in classism, and we're not even at race yet. We haven't even got to the race part. When you start talking about people from the wrong side of the tracks, like here in this modern world and where we live and reside and resonate, right? If we showed up with one of these Instagram models or aspiring Instagram models or whatever, people would have something to say to that. There would be some people that would be a little disapproving of that. So, and that in our lane, it doesn't matter. But in other people's lane, when people say, "Oh, you can do better than her," to people, they drop her because they have some image to. So the same thing. Like if a female is super fly on it in social media, she has an image to maintain, and you have to keep up with that. That's why when dudes be like, "Well, she wears too much makeup," well, she was wearing all that makeup when you met her. It was like we were DJing at the strip club and we heard the story a million times before we started. But this one female, she was an entertainer or whatever, and she was talking to another one about how her dude didn't like her stripping and wanted her to quit or whatever. And we were sitting there, and we had already learned way too much of this chick's business, because that's what chicks do. They talk about themselves. Everyone does. But so we were like, wait, y'all are in the DJ booth, and we're not really trying to be in y'all's conversation. But did we hear that the dude that you met in the strip club, that you pay for the apartment he lives in, the food that he eats, the gas in the car that you own that he's driving right now, disapproves of you making the money for all of the above and doesn't want you dancing? Did we hear that right? And she's like, yeah. And she had this look on her face like it really registered, like, you said it like that, right? So yeah, people on the outside, even random strangers, the lowly DJ at the strip club, have input on who you end up with. And then when it comes to classism, somebody Ivy League, like we talk about a mate we had, she Ivy League graduate, that wasn't gonna work. Like her mother, her mother, that was just never gonna work. And the funniest thing about it is her mother's Jamaican. Like from Jamaican, but she's not like a yachty Jamaican. She's more of a, we love the royal family. And it's real funny because colloquially when you say royal family, you mean the white one instead of anyone. But no. So these arranged marriages that people are so opposed to are normally within the same classes with some benefit to both families, or there might be something that's lopsided because compromise, somebody's losing something somewhere somehow, but there's hope for the future because of the children that are the grandchildren and the family growing and whatnot. So y'all are in arranged marriages right now too, because no, everybody, you're in arranged proximity, education, class, social economic level, like in race, and so when people step with outsiders, it's like there's a lot of familiarity between the two of them. It's just that what's unfortunate is those that actually don't have a real understanding on how the whole world works, and they think their little bubble is like the model that everybody should just go ahead and follow. And we've inspected some of these bubbles, and like here, for example, this is a real easy one. If the black person that you're with allows them, you being the white person or non-black person, to call them the N-word, your children the N-word, y'all are not a model relationship on how interracial relationships work. You're actually a how not to guide. And this is just a very, very basic one. If y'all are an all lives matter couple, if you're a blue lives matter couple, if you think that voting matters couple, if you are anti-boycott, anti-protest, anti-march, only the former of that collective work, boycotting, that works. Group economics, that works. But if y'all are the not model, y'all should be the ones staying quiet and taking notes. That's just, from someone on, it's like when you're playing solitaire on the computer or whatever, and somebody's standing over your shoulder and they go, oh, that red jack on the Black Queen. And you're like, I knew, but you didn't know, but you're too big of an egomaniac to not admit you didn't know. Or you don't want to listen because you want to make another move and end up stuck and having to go back to that red jack to the Black Queen, like you were told. Y'all don't be listening. Anywho, you should know the drill by now. Like this, comment to add value. Send this to your people's, follow this account. Good talk. Glad we had it.
REX.